They asked him, by the way, did you get by one of our stations and pick up the packet we had for all candidates? He didn't. How do you think that helped his score? It didn't. If you're going to be coming by the firehouse, please call and make an appointment. Do us that courtesy. I was at a class at one of the fire colleges, and I told them what I'm telling you. The next day, a candidate showed up without announcement. Didn't hear a thing we said. And if you're going to come by, bring something. Dessert. Ask if you can bring it at least. We don't need it. But fruit or, and bring the good stuff. If you're going to bring ice cream, don't bring the square stuff. Bring the round stuff. The last test we gave, there was a contest to see who could throw the square ice cream the furthest. I mean, we had so much of it, we don't need it. But please ask, at least. And if you have the opportunity to come to the firehouse and do a ride-along, please be humble. I had a candidate come one day, and he came in, and at lunchtime he was the first one up out of his chair to load up his plate. Proceeded to tell us his opinion on everything, including the movies that were current. I'm going to be real frank with you right here and tell you, we don't care. You don't have enough time for us to care. Now that might sound brutal, but I'm being perfectly frank with you. If you go in with that attitude, you will destroy your chances of getting hired, because the word will get back to the people that do the hiring on how you behaved. Be humble. Be cordial, but be humble. Had another candidate, spoke at a college one night, and he went on a ride-along with one of our stations, and the word got back that he made an appointment, and when he got there, he had to wait a half an hour, and he wasn't happy with it. He's lucky to get in the station. This is where we live. We spend more time at the firehouse than we do with our families. You're walking into a living environment, and it's very fragile. And you might think it's petty what I'm telling you, and you think, well, I'd never do that once I got on. You might. You just might do that. But be aware that that situation is there. They will eat you alive, maybe without you knowing it, and destroy any chance you have of getting on that fire department. Is that clear? The chair in the oral board. You'll come into the oral board room, and every candidate that comes in, they pull the chair back. And then the next candidate, and next thing you know, you're way back here. That's not a real good place to be. You need to put the chair where it's in a healthy boundary for you, where you feel most comfortable talking to that oral board. Tyrone, maybe you can help me. Could you stand, please? Let me show you what a healthy boundary is. I'm going to walk up to Tyrone. When you feel my presence, you tell me.
You felt it.
Yeah, see him move? I could walk up the back of him, and he would do it. And some people, it's way out here. Some people, I'd be here and I'm already there. Put that chair, first of all, ask him if you can move the chair. You can sit down, thank you. Ask him if you can move the chair if it's not a healthy place for you. And they'll usually let you do that, and then put it where it's comfortable for you. If you get too close, you'll have the owl syndrome, where you'll be real close to that, where your head's turning this way to be able to talk. So you can put that chair back a little bit where you've got the overview of the staff. Many candidates in private coaching will just be stiff, like so. When I get to talking to them and they relax and we get them to turn on and tell them about themselves, they're usually in this position like this talking to me. Is that most comfortable for you? Yeah, well, use it. There's nothing written that you have to be this statuette in the chair. Get comfortable. You're going to be in there for a while. We want to find out about you. You've got to make a good delivery on your presentation. Again, if you're bringing anything in that you want to give to the oral board, put it on the floor. And ask them if you can leave it with them when you leave. We had a candidate who's now one of our firefighters in oral board one day, and he's sitting there, and he put the chair right up to the table. Some candidates want to do that. They want to put their arms on the table. And if that's what you need to do, you can do that. But as the oral board's going along, one of the guys started laughing. And what he was laughing at is the guy had left the sales tag of his suit on his sleeve. And we found out later that what the guy wanted to do after the oral board was what? Take the suit back, yeah. That's a true story. That's a true story.